Welcome back to Dope and Game. I'm your host, Cavario H, aka The Mind Plug. I am here with my guest, Mr. Dexter Sosa, Hussey, out of E-Corps, Southwest Detroit. And we are talking about his history and adventures with the prolific Black Mafia Family, as you know them. But they didn't start out as the Black Mafia Family. And how does he know that? Because he was there when it started. Right, so we've talked about the how they connected, how he and Big Meech were initially connected through the relationship that his younger sister had with Meech, and Meech was just 17 years old. He was 21. Terry was 15, and they were in your neighborhood, and they were, trying to establish their base, and they had a good foundation, whatever. But being associated with you made it a lot more effective in terms of them being able to get down in the neighborhood, whatever. And that gave way to the flow that was now able to start to expand and grow. And then you connected with Harold.
Right.
Now, how did y'all connect with Harold?
They used to have these.
Your first connect.
They used to have these parties downtown.
For Wait. I'm sorry. First connect for Wait was Harold. So how do you connect with him?
They used to have these parties downtown every Tuesday night. It's called Soul Night. It was down at the Fox Theater. I don't know if you heard about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and everybody would dress up and come down there in their best clothes, their furs and everything. It was like a big fashion show for the drug dealers.
Mm-hmm.
So we would go down there and
the players ball, but not for pimps.
But you just there listening, seeing how people dress, and we in there networking. It was a place where we networked. That was before the police got sophisticated.
Oh, so when you say y'all, that's a place where the players would network. Basically, it's a place where cats would start putting together plays and seeing what they could do with each other and for each other, stuff like that. Right. Get the bag together. So that's where you guys came upon Harold, your first Wait connect.
Yes.
Okay. Now, Harold also has. When did this connection come about? So when y'all meet Harold, are he and Tonisa married? They're married. They're still married. But were they together as husband and wife when y'all met?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yes.
So how did that turn into? Okay, you explained that Harold was that first connect, and that before long, the situation turned from him being the guy that supplied y'all with weight to y'all being the guys that supplied him with weight.
Right.
Okay. Now that happened over a period of time. How
maybe about a year or so, year and a half.
So those roles reversed in 12 to 18 months.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Because our connections were changing. So because at that time when he couldn't supply what we really needed, or what was really needed, or what we was asking for, sometimes it would be a drought.
Sometimes it would be a drought. Yeah.
We knew other guys that
a drought is when you can't get any. You can't get any material. You can't get any cocaine.
When the city done dried up. So we knew other guys that had it from his town, not from his town, but from his neighborhood, from his side of town. He said he's from the east side. We knew other east siders that had it, but we knew that he couldn't go get it from them because he'd be beefing the neighborhoods. So, but we knew these guys, and Harold, he know about the guys that we dealing with. We let him know we dealing with these guys, and then the other guys that we dealing with, we let them know that we dealing with Harold. You understand? So we don't have no
conflicts.
Yeah, because people can easily portray that as you being a traitor or you doing some old crazy shit on it, try to set a motherfucker up and that get you killed. So we set it up like that. We let them know, and also it was another reason why we done that too, was because we know Harold know that my man didn't make no motherfucking joke. He already know they got a beef from afar, but we kind of killed the beef because of our relationship with him, and the motherfuckers was getting money. As long as the motherfuckers was paying, everything was good. So, so we kind of use that as leverage without having to have to pull a gun or threaten nobody. So we know how to use leverage real well.
That's what it's about.
Right.
You know, real power. That's what it's about, leverage.
It's about leverage. Right.
So your initial connect, 12, 18 months later, becomes a customer more so.
Well, yeah, he's just become an associate that helps move the bag.
Right. So is he still, this 18 months later, dealing with you and Meek and Terry, he's still with his wife, Tanisa?
Yes, he's still with him.
Okay. So Terry knows him, or knows Tanisa as Harold's wife. That's how he meets her. That's how he knows her.
Yes.
Okay.
That's how we all met him.
And
we used to pick the bag up from her job and drop the money off to her. And she, I guess, whatever she does with it after that, Harold will come pick it up or she'll take it home or whatever. You know, but she had this job down there off of Washington Boulevard. I think that's the street at the at a State Farm or Allstate insurance company. So we would go in there and drop the bag. Sometimes I'll take it, sometimes we should take it. You know, or we all be together. You know, sometimes we just ride down there just to drop the money off. And that's how we got acquainted with her and Harold.
okay. And at some point, Harold was removed from the picture. But Harold had caught a situation.
Yeah, he had caught a case. And, you know.
During the time that he was dealing with that case.
Right. Or locked up or incarcerated. You know, he was.
Him and his wife and Terry ended up getting involved.
Yeah, they got involved. And that was kind of like taboo right there. Because that caused.
It sounds kind of taboo.
That caused problems down the line. We made it, you know. Their brother and the family made it. Told him, you know, to back down. I mean, family members told him, not just what me said or I said or nothing like that, but other, you know, his moms and them, his family told him not to back down off that it wasn't good, you know. And then she was, to be true, she was an older woman than he was, and she's older than I am.
So how old? You were 21 when he was 15.
Yeah, so she was about 26 or 27 at that time. So she was like 4 or 5 years, maybe 6 years older than me, and I'm like 3 years older than Terry. So
wow, so she almost has a full decade on him.
She had
at a point where
pretty much
made a difference. That's so.
At that age,
I would imagine.
At that age, it makes a difference.
Right. Well, I mean, under those circumstances, I mean, you can't blame the youngin.
Yeah, of course not. I mean, right. I've been with older women, so I know what it was when I was young, and I knew what it was. But the trappings of what we was doing that was forbidden. That's like certain things that we already know we don't have to be spoken. You just don't do, and that was one of the taboos. And at the end, it proved to be a correct theory.
You say that based upon what outcome?
How things ended and how the case began.
How did things end? How did the case begin?
The case began, with jail time naturally, the arrest and conviction.
That's how things ended.
That's how it ended. Yeah.
How the case began?
From phone calls within the prison system, calls to this guy Hero. He jumped on our case, and he was.
He jumped on the case. Explain the phrase. He jumped on the case.
He had information that was leading to the arrest, just like confidential informant. It's just like a debriefing. He jumped on their case, Castiga letter or proffer that he had information that could give them an inside track on this criminal organization over there known as BMF, Black Mafia Family. Now, what had happened was when that happened, and the investigation started in late 2000, just before 2001, in November. You know what I'm saying? So that's when the investigation first started on us. We made the name up in '99. His son was born in '98, '99.
Whose son?
Harold's son, Corey. So he couldn't have been talking.
His son with his wife, Tonisa.
With his wife, Tonisa. He couldn't have been calling Harold getting this information. He couldn't have been calling Corey getting this information because he was only 20 years old.
Right.
She was constant contact with him. You know,
who was in constant contact with her?
Tony was in constant contact with her husband.
With her husband, who was now incarcerated.
Yeah, who's
on
now
a case that he had caught. Independent of the
after this, they let him go and he got caught on another case. So he stayed in and out all the time.
So he had caught 2 cases.
Yeah, he had a case prior to that out in another state that he told on some other people. That's why he got kind of upset with me when I put it out there. He said that I was putting his family's life in danger, but he don't give a fuck about my family. And when he threw me under the bus, you know what I'm saying? So your family might, you know, and the shit that, you know, that's what it is, you know.
The situation that he initially had, where he told on the first situation, that took place before you guys got up and really running with the heavy.
Yeah, that was
him initially dealing with the heavyweight, because that's who you initially dealt with.
Yeah. See, what had happened was after those moments, we started going to St. Louis and going to different places. Me and Meech did a lot of the road work. T come around, but we did a lot of road work. T was just in Detroit doing his thing, you know. And during that time, they were cultivating a relationship, I would imagine, because he had been with her ever since then. We really don't know, but even to this day, you know, I mean, kind of like, you know, things was kind of like estranged between him and his family about this moment. So she did an interview about, I think it was I Blew a Bag, and she was speaking about how the brothers had separated, but she didn't know why. But she did know why. It was because of her.
So popular perception is that their separation came as a result of the difference between their approaches. He wanted to be low, he being Terry, he wanted to be low and kind of keep his wellness to himself, but Meech wanted to have the limelight and enjoyment and spread the joy, you know. So Terry is actually on record on a recorded phone call with their sister, saying that he wasn't going to go to jail behind Meech riding around Rolls Royces and flying around in helicopters and so forth.
And he was absolutely correct when he said that, because he didn't go to jail for that. He went to jail for the things that he done. So you can't blame that on Demetrius. Can't blame that on BMF. Can't blame it on billboards. You can't blame the phones that you got caught on. And the phones, on my Instagram page, you can go on there, there's a picture of him sitting in the white beater, and you look on the table, he's got like 12 phones in front of him. He's always on the phones. Meech and I used to always tease him about all them damn phones. He just loved that. He's always had an infatuation with a phone. So as he came home, the first thing he did was he got on that phone and got on there and started talking. That's what he does. That was his downfall. But I think that he's seen the error of his ways, or someone whispered in his ear and told him, "Man, get off that. You're doing too much." You know what I'm saying? And you're on probation and stuff like that. So the phones were. It wasn't because of us. It wasn't because of something that Demetrius did. It was because of his own doings. And that's what you got to come to reality with.
Yeah. Meech told me that it was 1,100 hours of wiretap on. I
got a whole lot of it.
Yeah. And where do you have that stuff? Where can people see that kind of stuff?
They can see it. I have the oral, the audio, and I have the transcripts. So I do have both. You know.
So that kind of stuff, that sort of information, maybe not that specific information in this particular tone, but that sort of information is what you share in your Black Mafia Family book.
Yes.
The Blueprint to Conspiracy.
Yes. So I give you a snippet of those things, but I put a lot of it on my Instagram because I want y'all to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Everything is not.
You have to spoon feed it to most people.
Yeah. So I can connect the dots.
They get it. They gonna die.
Right. What I do purposely is I put information up, and you not wonder. You wonder why did I put that up? But you'll see it, and it's interesting. And then I'll come back later on, maybe a couple weeks later, and give you the rest. You know, and then I'll connect it to something else. So you'll have to really go in and look at the interviews, the Instagram post, and then read the book and to connect the dots to understand what it is. So it's a collection of interactive.
It's a lot of information.
Yes.
Most people don't have an interest great enough to make them go into investigative mode.
Yeah.
for the most part, people just want to have the information laid out before them, tell them what's what,
Right.
who's what did what, so they can move on to the next piece of entertainment.
Yeah, instant
right?
gratification.
Right,
Yes.
instant gratification,
Right.
which is one of the main reasons that such a situation as what we're discussing even exists.
Yeah.
Because people are so driven by instant gratification.
Right.
But like I've said before, the shortcut was made up by a player to slip a sucker out of his bag.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
instant gratification would probably lead you to, your worst case scenario in most instances.
Right. Bad decisions, everything.
That's right. So there was something that you had mentioned in a conversation we had, and I think that it's really relevant, it is relevant to a lot of what this is comprised of, which is this book, this magnificently structured and produced book, this table book with its own sleeve, and it's handmade, not machine made, handmade casing and cover. This book, it speaks about a very prominent, terrible, for the folks who are impacted by terrible condition known as confidential informants and cooperation.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And we were talking about one of the most prominent and clandestine ways that confidential informants are created.
Right.
And it's you called it catch and release.
Yes.
And we talked about the pullover technique.
Yeah.
With the catch and release.
Yeah.
So for those people in the cheaper seats, can you go into that briefly and tell us about the catch and release and how that works?
Yes. It works. They have multiple ways. You can get put on the street, or maybe you can someone can be in a car with a guy that they have detained, and they'll say, well, we got him this, or we got that. Tell us something, or you going to jail, so they'll turn them both. They'll turn your girl. They'll turn anything. They'll take your kids away from you. But the catch and release basically is you said stay on the thing. But catch and release is when you're being profiled and pulled over, and they're asking you for your identification and registration and all that. And then after it all comes back clear, they'll ask you can they search your car? And if you say no, then what they'll do is they'll bring the dog. Canine unit is on his way already while they're sitting in the car, while they're back there so-called running your information. So the canine unit is already on there. They're gonna do a walk around, and then the officer, whoever the officer on the scene is when they pull you over, they may touch the car or something like that, or then they'll get the dog and they'll touch the car again, or wherever they think that it may be, or depending on the make and model of a car, because they know they've run into these other kinds of cars before, so they know the structure. They got people that comes in just to tear and break down these cars that know what the spots at, know how they work and everything. So they'll touch the car, bam, that gives them.
When they touch the car, what makes the dog react to where they touch the car?
Because some kind of compound or something that they put on it, and the dog it's like catnip to cats, So they'll use some kind of compound. They'll touch it. They'll walk the dog around the car real fast, bring the dog back to that spot. The dog will hit it, and they'll be like, they'll call out the tech unit. And the tech unit, they either gonna tow it or they're gonna break it down on the spot. But you can have a seat in the back of the car, so you can't run enough with handcuffs.
So now you are compromised.
Yes.
So now you have either to deal with a situation where you have been caught cold and you're about to definitely, most likely, unless they can find some reason to throw out the stop, throw out the stuff that's been found, you definitely are going to go to prison. Right.
Well, what they do is they'll sit you in the back seat and like you in a holding cell, and they'll let you think about it for a while, because they know they get you in and they find something. They're giving you time you got all kinds of thoughts going through your brain. So they set you up for the catch and release.
Right. So now they can flip you on the side of the road. So say you have you did a pickup, and you were supposed to go and drop off this bag to so and so, but this is one of the biggest parties of the year tonight. And you wouldn't have time to drive all the way out to so-and-so's and then drive all the way back in time to catch the party. So you figure so-and-so lives in the direction that you got to go to anyway once you go home. So you figure you go to the party first. So you go to the party and, you have a drink, then you have two, then you have some, you smoke a blunt or two, you know what I mean? And before you know it, you're tired, you're high, you're in the car, and now you're heading to so-and-so to bring in the thing. But you swerve a little bit.
Oh my God.
Okay, so now they pull you over. You go through what you just went. You talked about.
Right.
Now they find the thing, and it's over. All the plans you had, all you was gonna do next week,
real quick.
Everything is gone. You see,
right.
That adrenaline hits your bloodstream. You sober as a preacher.
Like day one.
Right. And now you're thinking, I want to do over. I'm really messed up. How can I fix this? I have done the ultimate. I've messed all the way up.
Right.
And then they go, well, we got an out for you.
Right.
We can put you right back in the car. Give these right back to you. You take them on. Who you gonna take them to?
We're gonna snapshots, photos. We're gonna catalog them.
That's right.
You're gonna sign for them.
That's right.
See.
That's right.
You're gonna sign. They're gonna make you sign, and they got you. And if you revoke it,
and they're gonna let you go.
Revoke you. Yes.
You're gonna get back in that car. You're gonna drive on. You're gonna go drop that package off, and you're gonna go on home. And you're gonna curl up under your girl, and you're just gonna think about what it would be like when you couldn't curl up with your girl when you went to prison.
Right. And you're gonna be like, shit, I'm not. Hey, fuck that. I mean, this is their thought process because of their actions. So they're not getting ready to give up that lifestyle and all that shit. And they're just gonna keep playing the game so they can stay around. And then when they start getting them calls that start coming in and debriefing,
yeah,
that's when it gets serious.
I ain't heard from y'all in 3 months. I thought y'all forgot about me.
No, they ain't forgot.
They forgot about you.
Because we're getting ready to pick you up if you don't come or nothing.
Right.
They already know where you are. They've been watching you.
That's right. So we need you to. I'm at the diner up the block around the corner. Come on up here. You know what I'm saying? Come take a ride with us. And
sound a debrief.
Yeah, let's say there was a gathering the other day. There was a party the other day. You were there. You were in there. Who was there? What was said? What was going on? Who was doing what?
Any new connections? How they moving the bag? Who's the man over there?
That's it.
So they want to know everything.
That's it. And then you go your ass right on back outside.
Okay, bye-bye.
And go on back home.
And keep in touch.
And there are more people who are doing things like that than there are that aren't out there in the streets.
Yes.
Right now.
Right. There's more snitches than hustlers out there.
Right.
Way more.
That's right.
You can't win this game.
It's some hustling ass snitches out there.
And they, guess what? They get 10, 11% of whatever they whatever they recover. Say you find 5 keys and the value of each one of them is 30,000. That's 3 times. That's 15. That's 150 grand. That's 150 grand. 150 racks right there. You get something like 8%, 10%. You make money on it. That's how you get paid. And then because you gonna get paid from the case because now they getting ready to book you, and then you become surety and they take the loans out the month. That's how lawyers and judges and everybody get paid. So that's why these cases is 4 million, 7 million, 10. My case alone was $4 million.
And when you say it was $4 million, what do you mean?
That means the time that they spent on it, all the different attorneys and stuff, the bills that they've acquired, all the research they did, the printing. These are called man hours, billable hours. This is attorneys talking. They are billable hours, and they got to be paid for that, compensated, and then and they got a budget that they have to be on every day. So they go in and take the money, they create a case, and once they do that, you become surety. So now once you sign and shit, they release you on bond. You just signed the contract. You just put yourself into their jurisdiction. You agree to be surety. You're not gonna win from that point on.
Yeah, we're gonna stop it right there. We're gonna take a little break. Let my man get a little bit some libation and elevation, and then we're gonna come back with this doping game. All right?
Yes.
I'll be back.